let's talk about a quick trick to battle voice dysphoria when you're practicing. For this, I'm going to hand it over to the anxiety expert, hypno voice coach, Katie Crooks.
Hi. So in this video, I'm going to show you a very, very easy tool to stop the anxiety in its tracks. So any moment that you may have felt that old anxiety, the old negative self-talk trying to creep in, for example, if you speak on the phone to someone or get ready to speak on the phone to someone and fear starts to kick in, or you start thinking, oh, I sound really stupid, or I don't sound like me yet, or whatever the unhelpful thoughts are, anything that's done with repetition, thinking with repetition, doing with repetition, feeling with repetition, is a habitual pattern in your brain. This technique helps you to stop your brain going down that old path and change the anxiety and stress to redivert your brain to a new pattern. And every time you choose to put up this roadblock, you're creating new neural networks in your brain. That's the science of it. Those neurological pathways new ones start to form that serve you far better than the old ones. So to begin, find an object, so a pen or anything similar will do, and pay attention to what you notice. Think of something that makes you feel anxious. So, for example, getting ready to practice your vocal exercises, or perhaps practicing your vocal exercises. And if any old self-talk tries to creep in, such as, oh, I sound stupid, or I don't sound like me yet, or I'm not enough, or I don't feel like I'm enough, whatever those unhelpful thoughts are, I want you to crank up that anxiety level a bit. So notice what number you're on between 1 and 10. And then when you found that number, I want you to crank it up a bit, just a touch higher. And then look at me, follow me. So as you relax, I want you to start to take your object and move it left to right, left to right, left to right. And as you pass the object side to side, what you're doing is you're rebalancing left and right brain. The reason this is working is because that anxiety you had is primarily in one hemisphere of the brain. It's usually in the right hemisphere of the brain. And what you're doing here is stimulating right brain, left brain, right brain, left brain. And by stimulating both hemispheres and balancing out that neural activity throughout the whole brain, that anxiety circuit that you had just can't keep itself together. And at a certain point, it feels like a rebalance. Right now, I feel more balanced. I feel calmer. I feel like I can breathe. And of course, you know that when you breathe easily, your voice can flow more easily and effortlessly. I don't know what you're noticing, but I definitely like the feeling more than those old pathways. So yeah, that rebalances the brain. Then stop. Notice how you feel now. Notice what that number has come down to. And you know, even if that number comes down 1, great, you're in charge of that. You have the ability to train yourself to bring those levels down and down and down. The more you do this, the more of an expert you become at rediverting those neural pathways. I'm fully expecting there to be a moment where you go, oh, I'm feeling that again. Great, this is my opportunity. Pick up the object, do the exercise again. The more you do it, the more you train your brain to redivert itself to feelings of calm, balance, in control, and security.
Awesome. So that is the brain hack to help combat anxiety and voice dysphoria when you're practicing. To dive a little bit deeper into some techniques around alleviating voice dysphoria, Katie and I actually did an hour-long workshop a few weeks ago. You can watch that, the replay of it, by going to undeadvoice.com/replay-dysphoria. I'll see you next week for the next edition of Trans Voice Talk. Bye.